President Muhammadu Buhari has approved the review of 368 grazing sites across 25 states in the country. This is to determine the levels of encroachment. The directive followed the recommendations of a committee chaired by the Chief of Staff to the President, Professor Ibrahim Gambari. The committee is to collate from states and confirm the status of all grazing reserves, assess the percentage of available land and those with existing encroachment complications for case-by-case resolution. It will also make recommendations for the gazetting of ungazetted grazing reserves and create a database of national cattle headers and ensure that grazing reserves are well communicated to all stakeholders. President Buhari wants the assignment undertaken with dispatch to bring more understanding on the grazing reserves and implementation. Members of the committee include Kebbi State Governor and Vice Chairman, National Food Security Council, Abubakar Bagudu, Ebonyi State Governor and Chairman of National Economic Council Subcommittee for National Livestock Transformation Plan, David Umahi, Minister of Water Resources, Suleiman Adamu, Minister of Agriculture and Rural Development, Sabo Nanono, Minister of Environment, Muhammad Abubakar, and Deputy Chief of Staff, Ade Ikpaye. This development comes amid controversy over the grazing reserves as southern governors enact anti-open grazing legislations. Also here to discuss the Petroleum Industry Act and the newly approved grazing site, more or less, by President Muhammadu Buhari is Senator Emmanuel Essien, Chairman of Niger Delta Forum, PANDEF. Senator Essien, good to have you on this day live. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well, Senator Essien, I know you may be more interested in the Petroleum Industry Act, but let's start with this directive by the President, the committee that the President has set up, led by the Chief of Staff to the President, to take a look at grazing reserves and to come up with gazettes that will make sure that grazing reserves that were, in the view of the federal government, abandoned are restored in 25 states. 17 governors in the southern part of Nigeria have said no, there will be no grazing reserves in the southern part of Nigeria. There are 19 states in the northern part of Nigeria. So are you concerned that it is possible that some grazing reserves for cattle will show up in the southern part of Nigeria?
Good evening, viewers and anchor persons. I am very disappointed in the action of Mr. President at this time in our development in the 21st century. Rather than going forward in developing agriculture in Nigeria, we are going backward. Grazing reserves that were established in the 50s, 60s, and before then, and abandoned because of its problems, Mr. President is bringing it back at this point in time. I stand with and PANDEF too stands with the position of the southern governors, the 17 of them, that says no grazing reserves in the southern part of Nigeria. I stand with them. We cannot go back on that. If they want to have the grazing reserves in the north, they can, because that's the agricultural business. In our own area, we also have our own agricultural business, which is mainly cropping and livestock. In livestock development, we buy land and build the livestock pens, houses for our livestock. For instance, I rear pigs. in large quantities at one time, I had to buy my land and build the pens for the pigs. I didn't go to government to give me land or to say that there was grazing or pig reserve or whatever. I bought the land, built the pens for my pig, and then move on the business. Agriculture is a business that somebody is running. Government should concern itself with making policies that will help the security of the country, and not at this point in time making policies that will continue to bring crisis in the country. The herdsmen are carrying AK-47 now all over the country, and people are not safe any longer. Farmers are not safe. You can't go to your farm freely to do farming work. And that's why agricultural products are becoming very expensive, because people are no longer farming. Sometimes you farm and you find that the herdsmen will enter your farm with their cattle, and then they will destroy every crop that you have planted. It has even happened to me as an individual. Over 5 hectares of my land was destroyed. So you can see that we are not in support of open grazing any longer. And Mr. President should not drive this country into more crisis. We plead with him.
Well, but Senator Essien, the main argument on from the federal government is that these grazing reserves once existed, and that what we are about to do, which is encroachment, and that the government has a responsibility to address that challenge of encroachment. You think it's not a useful argument?
It existed before, and then it was abandoned because people did not find it fashionable any longer. So why is it fashionable in this 21st century? We should be going forward. If you go to other climes, you see how animals are being reared in large quantities for commercial production. So Nigeria should not go back to open reserve.
Okay, Senator, let's talk about something else that your group has commented upon and that you have rejected. That's the Petroleum Industry Act. Now, other stakeholders within the oil and gas industry are saying that this will promote investment, promote transparency and accountability in the oil and gas industry. But MOSOP, PANDEF, and other stakeholders are saying that, the law does not make sense. The objectives of that law, are they not the same objectives as those of PANDEF? To attract investment and deepen transparency and accountability. Where is the critical difference?
You are saying it will attract investment and development. At whose expense? At the expense of the Niger Delta people, who bear the brunt of the crisis and environmental degradation of the oil production in the country, oil and gas production in the country, and exploitation. Over the years, for over 50-something years, the Niger Delta region has been taken as a site, a construction site, where you come in and do your construction and then destroy everything and then move out your equipment. That is what is happening at the moment. You find that our environment is completely degraded. Lifespan, life expectancy here in the Niger Delta region is between 40 and 48. So you find that there is a lot of degradation in the Niger Delta region, and you can't even compensate the people by giving the paltry requirements in the PIB that the people wanted. So that means you are not thinking about the people. You are not thinking about the region. And that's why we, as Niger Delta people, we are completely rejecting that act. We do not accept it. We do not want it.
Well, but other Nigerians are saying, look, what people from the Niger Delta, and your group in particular, keep talking about is the quantity of money. You say 3% is not enough, you want 5%, you don't think 30% should go to the frontier business. But the question has been raised, how about the quality of spending? Niger Delta gets 13% derivation. There is money allocated to the NDDC. The governments of the Niger Delta, they get so much money. They've been receiving so much money since 1999. Here we are, 2021. The people are still asking for more money for environmental degradation, for poverty in the Niger Delta. Okay, the money that has been given, what is the quality of the spending? What difference has it made? How are those funds, how have they been managed by the leadership of the Niger Delta?
I don't know the last time you came to a place like Akwa Ibom State. If you come to Akwa Ibom State, you see the benefit of the 13% derivation that is being paid to the states. The infrastructural, the human capital development that has happened within the last 20 years since the abrogation of onshore-offshore oil dichotomy. So you'll appreciate what that money has done for the people. And if you go to other states, even in Rivers State, go to see what is happening in Rivers State. So you'll appreciate. And then it has helped to turn around the lives of the people. Go to other states, you'll see. It's only in a few states where you have very corrupt and inefficient administrators that you see that that money has gone into the drains. So asking that what have they done with the money is not the question. Give the right of the people to the people in the 1963 Constitution. And even previously, you find that the regions were getting 50% of their resources. And let me tell you, if this oil was found somewhere up north or somewhere else, they would have insisted on 50%. So why do you want to punish the Niger Delta people all the time? Well, it is not proper. Well, so we are asking for our rights. God gave it to us. Well, and we are not saying other Nigerians should not benefit from it. But do not deprive us of the maximum benefit that we are supposed to get. Go to other climes where oil is produced. Go to Texas. Go to Vancouver and other places where they are producing oil and see the kind of development that the places have witnessed. Then come to Niger Delta region. I don't know whether you have entered the creeks, entered the villages, entered the local governments that are located in the creeks and see the amount of degradation, the water they are drinking, the kind of life they are living, the infrastructural development in the place. Then you will appreciate what we are talking about. Just take a tour of the Niger Delta region and you will appreciate. Look at the east-west road that was supposed to have been constructed for over 15 years. That has not been completed. It has not even moved in the last 5 years. But in this same administration, we are taking railway to Niger Republic. We are building road of 780 billion to Kano. But the east-west road, only a paltry sum of 15 billion was put in. What kind of injustice is that? And you expect us to clap hand for 3%. We are not happy with it. and we totally reject it.
Well, except that Senator Essien, energy economists who reportedly worked on this bill are arguing that the standard practice in terms of provision for host communities in other parts of the world is 1.5%. And originally in Nigeria, what was considered was 2.5%. And it was increased to 3% just for political reasons. Is there any modeling that PANDEF had attempted or any other group in the Niger Delta to say that, 3%, which we're told has been given even for political reasons, is not enough?
Yes, we are meeting on it. We are waiting for a leader who is coming back from medical treatment. We are meeting on it, and we are going to take a position on it. We are only appealing to our youths and the different organizations in the Niger Delta region to remain calm until we take a decision on the 3% or whatever. Already we have rejected it, but we are going to take a position on the way forward for the Niger Delta region.
But Senator Essien, well, we've been talking about oil, hydrocarbon. But, what the people involved in the field tell us is that the future of oil, is so uncertain. Is there a conversation, within the Niger Delta about what the experts call biodiversity alternative? Is your organization, for example, providing leadership in terms of looking beyond oil, maybe agricultural production? Now that we're here, that the future of oil may not be really something that anybody should be getting excited about.
Yes, actually that's what the Niger Delta people are doing. We are doing in PANDEF, encouraging the different states to look beyond oil. In Akwa Ibom State, you find that the governor is doing a lot of industrialization projects and agricultural projects. We are looking beyond oil. But the problem is when you devastate our land and environment as it is now, where do we plant? And in the next 20 to 30 years, this oil will finish. And once the oil is finished, where do we go from there? You have already degraded our environment. The oil companies will pack out, and those places will become like construction sites. Look at Ogoni cleanup. Up till now, no meaningful job has been done on Ogoni cleanup. So what are you talking about? We are looking beyond oil. But that's why we are looking for the money to come so that we can invest. You need a lot of money to invest in the Niger Delta region so that beyond the oil, we can also survive. Other regions have, like the north, they have the expanse of land which they can develop.
Well, thank you very much.
So here we don't have land. The small one we have is degraded. So they have to bring our money to us so that we can use that money and develop our area through industrialization and agriculture.
Well, thank you very much, Senator IBOK Essien, Chairman of the Pan-Niger Delta Forum, PANDEF, for your insights on both Grazing Reserves and the politics around it and the Petroleum Industry Act 2021.